Hi guys, Lindsay here with Storybook Family Farm. Today is just going to be kind of a, let's just chat, catch up and chat. It's kind of hard for me whenever I've been doing like 50 different projects all at the same time to try to narrow it down to give you guys just one video of the one thing that I did, because I never do just one thing. Like currently right now, I'm cooking down maple sap, which if you hear a humming noise in the background, that's what that is. That's pretty much the new sound of nature out here. This week actually is probably going to be the last week for collecting any sap, because a lot of the trees are starting to break bud, which when that happens, it basically is a cue that the syrup is going to start tasting a little grassy, and I don't really want that. Plus, I'm getting really tired of having so much work that I'm doing constantly, and I'm tired of using so much propane and listening to that thing hum. And babysitting it, because it's still, I don't know if maybe there's a bunch of corrosion or something in the turkey fryer or what's going on with it, but it keeps blowing out all the time, even if it's not very windy. And like, I've got this thing super barricaded, almost like Fort Knox up in here, with 3 different tables. I've got the cinder blocks and all that going on, and it's still just, I don't know. Like I said before, I've got to really get a much better system going on. So I'm working on that. And then I just got done before doing that. I cleaned out the duck and goose coop, moved all of their bedding material to the front area, expanded the new flower bed that we're going to have along the road there. So that's going to look really nice. Also made really good use of our dishwasher box. So I laid that down first. I flattened it out, laid that down, and then put all of the droppings and stuff on top of that. So that, as of right now, I would say that flower bed is probably like 5 foot by 25 feet long. So that's actually a really nice size flower bed. So we're going to be able to do quite a bit of cut flowers in there, sell some bouquets in our farm stand, and just make it so that way when everybody drives down the road, it looks really, really pretty. So I'm pretty excited about that, to be able to look at that, and then also have that basically being as the focal point of the amazing view across the street. So I think that's gonna turn out really nice, and it's gonna be a really beautiful thing to just have. So what I'm working on right now is I'm actually painting the legs right here. There was an old table that was really falling apart pretty badly, that was in the shed over there, that when we first got the place, it was something that had been left here by previous owners. So I actually saved it specifically so that way I could repurpose the legs for something in the future, which I had no idea what I was going to do with them. But when I started making the new countertop for in the kitchen, I thought, I know I have this all secured, the 2x4 secured into the wall and into the studs and stuff, but it just didn't seem quite right to not have some sort of structural support underneath. Whenever I build stuff, I always overbuild it, just because, well, you never know if elephants are coming over and they want to dance on the table. It's kind of my thought process of, I never know what's going to happen, or who's going to need to jump up there or step on there, or, you know, even with canning and doing things of that nature. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of weight to put on a countertop during canning season. And there's a lot of times when we have like several dozen quart jars that we've canned up with stuff. So, I mean, counter space is a must with homesteading, at least for us it is. So I decided to basically, these legs were only like 24 inches long, which is not long enough. So I basically just pinned them together and then glued them. So then that way the 2 legs became one. So I think they're kind of pretty. I like the rustic look. I like the antique look, but not for stuff in my own house. I actually have OCD. So it's pretty hard for me to look at something that is incomplete and unfinished and imperfect. It just bothers the snot out of me. So when we lived in town, Tracy used to laugh at me all the time, because like every month I would repaint different stuff, like trim boards and different things of that nature, because there'd be like one little scuff, one little scratch, and it would bug me really bad. Plus I like painting, so it's kind of a win-win. It makes it look nice, gives me a hobby, gives me something to do. But so kind of just how I am. I enjoy having projects. I enjoy having lots and lots of stuff to do. But so how I'm going to do the top of the countertop, I actually have had, I'll show you guys. Kind of hurts my knees squatting down like this, but I don't have any good sort of workspace right now that like is elevated. So I've been using an old car tire that I found here to set stuff on top of, so I can use that to paint and do different things. So I also have the boards out that I'm going to use to make the countertops here. I've got them out sitting in the sun so that way they can work on basically, ducks and geese are crossing. So I've got them sitting out in the sun on the truck here, so then that way they can get thoroughly dried out before I start messing with cutting them, trimming them, sanding them, anything of the sort like that. Plus it's also multi-purpose, because I wasn't kidding when I said I'm getting tired of collecting sap, because those are all, well, most of them are 3 layers thick of gallons of sap, and I have like 6 gallons in the fridge, so it's kind of a lot. Oh, that's so much better getting out of the sun. My eyes were like all super squinty. But yeah, so that's what my projects are right now. I'll show you guys how it's coming inside, because I don't think that I showed you guys this yet. So bear with me. So this is how the wall turned out. I should have turned lights on in here, but that's okay. So this is how the wall turned out, where there was a window at in the laundry room addition. And then here is the countertop. Obviously I set a ladder there, but here's the countertop that I'm going to be building. And then I'm going to have it be that one of the legs comes over here and then goes down to the floor, and then one on the other side over here. So I wasn't worried about the side over by the door needing any sort of structural support, just because that is all the way up against the wall. But I was mainly concerned with this side over here. And honestly, I knew that it would bug the snot out of me if this thing only had one leg. So by the time it's done, this back here is going to be painted white. I'm going to use those same sort of rough cut lumber to also make like almost like a floating shelf type thing. They're not floating shelves, they're just open shelving. That's what I was trying to say. Do some open shelving up in here so we have more storage space. We could put like dehydrated goods and things of that nature in here, because since there's not a window, there's not any risk of, the sun coming in, making anything sweat or doing anything of the sort like that. So, and then the other thing that we got done was we got the dishwasher most of the way installed, not all of the way. So Tracy, with having her knee injury, she was not able to complete the task over the weekend to get it completely installed. Everything is plumbed pretty much to the dishwasher. It's just not finished. That's probably her task for tomorrow, since it's her day off. So then I got the shiplapping put up here. So what we're going to do is, once the dishwasher's installed all the way, that puppy's going to go up against the wall, and then I'm going to build a matching countertop over here, so it's going to match the one in the laundry room. But so that way it's so easy to walk through here to get to the basement door, because there's not a lot. There's, countertop and then other there. I'm going to actually cut the countertop at an angle here, and then I'll put some like storage shelves down here to basically store stuff like the dishwasher soap and different things of that nature. That's kind of something you want to have next to the dishwasher and nearby. I really got to remember to take all the Valentine's Day stuff down. We like decorating for holidays and doing things like that, but we're really terrible about remembering to take it down. I think it's just because we enjoy having little signs that say stuff about love everywhere and stuff like that. But it's just kind of our thing, is we usually are really terrible about taking things back down. But I mean, it is what it is. I've got like 9,000 things going on at the same time. So, and then these are the cuttings that I took from all of the grapes. So I'm going to get them actually shoved in the dirt today too. So it's a really nice day out. I think it's supposed to get almost up to 70 today. So it's going to be amazing. Unfortunately, everything is still a giant mud pit. So I figured out where I'm going to move the rest of the berry bushes that we have, because I do still have honeyberries that I have to get moved before they can do the septic. And we also, do you mind? Female ducks are very noisy. It's kind of funny because with chickens, the males are the noisy ones, but with ducks, the ladies are the noisy ones. But this is really, really muddy. So I'm waiting actually to move the honeyberries until it's not quite so muddy, because I have a wild pear tree growing in an area too, next to the honeyberries over in there, that I need to move also. So this is way too wet for me to want to dig around in. So what I'm going to end up doing is, over here I have another mud pit. This here is a sultry sunset plum cod. Tracy got it for me last year for my birthday. That's what it was. So I put it over in here when we got it, because we had no idea where they were going to do the septic last year or what was going on with that. We just knew that everything was going to get tore up, and we figured back here would be a good safe place for it. So I put it there, and then boot got stuck. So I put it there, and this area over in here is going to end up becoming garden space. So I thought it would be kind of cool to have a row of fruit trees kind of lining the fence line over here, so that way it creates some shade and things of that nature. I do not do very well in direct sunlight. I am, as you guys can see, I pretty much am like Casper the Ghost. So I like to have some shade in the garden. Plus I think that the plants enjoy it too. But so what's going to happen is this here is a peach tree that I moved a couple weeks ago. And then I'm going to move a plum tree that I have planted somewhere else to being in this row over in here as well. And then I'm going to add the honeyberries kind of in a row in between the trees. So these trees are about, I would say like 12 feet apart or so. So that next one is going to be, similar spacing. And then I'm going to put like 2 honeyberry bushes in between each tree. And then I want to build a small raised bed around in here. So the wood that I'm using that for the countertop is actually wood that I got from my grandpa's barn. It wasn't like barn wood. It was stuff that he was storing in his barn for future projects. Before he had passed away, but some of it is not in that good a shape. Like some of it is actually a little bit like rotting and stuff because of it being underneath of just this tarp here. And I didn't realize that in the wintertime that tarp was leaking until I went to pull out boards for the countertop. And I'm like, oh crap, I have bad boards now. But so they're drying out in the sun. So that way the ones that are bad, I'm actually going to use them to make a small raised bed over by where the plums and the peach tree and the honeyberries are going to go. So it's just kind of, today's very much a hodgepodge day of doing all the things outside very slowly and steadily so I don't hurt my back anymore. And so that way I can still enjoy the sunlight, enjoy the nice weather, enjoy the fresh air and everything good about that makes it so it doesn't feel like wintertime. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else going on. I did PT yesterday. I started PT, just did like the evaluation thing. So she thinks that my back has either been sprained or strained. So it's just kind of advised to keep going slow and steady. So I'll have to add that into my schedule of things to do every week, of having that multiple times a week again. So that's going to definitely slow down productivity even more. I think it's honestly kind of funny because I set the intention this year of really trying to slow down. But I'm naturally, as a person, I'm just always, I'll walk away from the humming. It's probably annoying the crap out of you guys, I'm sorry. But I naturally am the type of person that just likes to go and do everything really fast and move fast in everything that I'm doing. So it's been very hard for me with setting the intention this year of needing to slow down to actually like force myself to slow down because it's just not in my nature. So it's been kind of, I've been seeing the irony in this back injury because I can do everything that I need to do, but I'm going way slower than normal. So it's kind of interesting to be basically in kind of slow motion. It's kind of been odd. Like it's been neat because since I'm moving slower, I can appreciate things more and I can appreciate the beauty in things more and trying to create more beauty and seeing just how beautiful things can be if I go slow. So it's been a neat kind of mind twist that's been happening. So anyways, that's it for today. It's actually really hard to paint one-handed and stuff while trying to concentrate on talking. I'm kind of more of a do one thing at a time sort of a person. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this content, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to help us grow. We'd greatly appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.